Sometime next week, I'll be making my decision. This week, we'll be announcing. Next week, we have outstanding candidates, and we will pick a truly great Supreme Court justice. But I'll be announcing it sometime next week.
That was President Trump revealing when he will be making his Supreme Court pick to Republican Senator John Barrasso. Senator, thanks for joining the show. We've all seen a list I think Heritage helped to put it together, conservative judges that let's call it the wish list. Do you think the name will come from that, or are you anticipating or hearing that it could be someone different?
Well, thanks for having me, Charles. I do believe it will come from that list, but I think whoever he nominates, it is going to be someone who is there to apply the law, not legislate from the bench. I mean, that's what this is all about. With the death of Justice Scalia, we lost a true great in terms of the Supreme Court, and he realized that the Constitution is not a living document, it's a legal document. It was built for rigidity, not flexibility. And we had said as the Senate over the past year, it's the new president who should make the choice, the appointment to the Supreme Court. Donald Trump will make that next week, and I believe it will be an outstanding choice.
What do you make of threats, not so veiled threats from Chuck Schumer, that if they consider the pick to be too conservative, that they'll do everything in their means to make sure that that seat is never filled?
Well, I will just say this, Charles, mark my words. We will make sure that Donald Trump's nominee to the Supreme Court is confirmed by the United States Senate. That will happen. We said the presidential election was going to be about the Supreme Court in addition to the presidency. The people of the United States voted for Donald Trump to be president of the United States, and for his choice for the Supreme Court, that person will be confirmed.
Well, speaking of obstruction, Donald Trump is inaugurated with only 2 cabinet members. That's the lowest in a long time, and it's only been matched, I think, only a few times in history. So certainly the Democrats already putting up huge roadblocks and hurdles. What do you make of this? I mean, what do they gain from this, particularly if all of these nominees ultimately are confirmed?
Well, Donald Trump has nominated really an all-star cast to his cabinet. I couldn't be happier with the names that are out there. They're all going to do outstanding jobs for the country. But you're absolutely right. Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are trying to slow down the process, because to get things done in the Senate immediately, you need to have some agreements. But next week, we take ball control over this scheduling, and you're going to see the cabinet brought up for votes. Days that the Democrats try to slow that down, we're going to make them pay the price, because we're going to go forward with Congressional Review Acts, which are ways to claw back some of the late regulations that President Obama has put forth, and Donald Trump will sign the legislation to eliminate those expensive mandates and regulations.
Yeah, I know. Just with 3 days left, President Obama put $12 billion in new regs on the books, bringing his total north of $800 billion. That's music to the ears of these CEOs who have visited the White House the last 2 days. And, of course, to Americans who could probably get jobs rather than seeing that $800 billion to pay for puddle fines and dust particle fines.
Well, you're absolutely right. And from Election Day till the end of the year, he came out with 36 regulations, President Obama did, costing over $100 billion, like $150 billion of added expense, a drag on the economy. The American people voted for Donald Trump because they want a strong and healthy economy. They want to get the power back to the people out of Washington. Donald Trump's going to deliver.
Senator Barrasso, the Senate policy lunch is in a few moments. Can you give us a preview of how you think it's going to go out?
Well, I chair the policy committee. I already ran into Mike Pence, the vice president. He is the president of the Senate. He'll be attending the lunch today, and I just saw him on my way over to do this visit with you, Charles. We're going to talk about the issues that are coming up, the regulations and how we can use the Congressional Review Act to claw back those regulations. We'll talk about the nominees to Donald Trump's cabinet and how we're going to get those confirmed, and likely a bit discussion about the Supreme Court as well.
You know, when we talk about this obstruction by the Democrats, it seems to me what they may be doing here is just, you know, playing the political game of gotcha, if you will. They're setting up your party, this particular administration, for the future. So if they say that an Andy Pudsner has had a lot of racial complaints, or that, or they worry about prices, stock investments. And it seems to me that those petty politics, that the American public just on November 8th kind of said, enough of that. We don't want that anymore. And it was sort of a rebuke, to be quite frank with you, of both political parties.
Well, that's why I think Donald Trump put together this cabinet. I described it as an all-star cabinet of people from around the country with lots of different backgrounds, whether it's CEOs of companies, people that have backgrounds in areas outside of politics. They know not just the theory of what ought to work, but they know what works in practicality. And that's why I'm so happy with the people that he has chosen to lead this country forward and work as part of his team. They are patriots, and they will continue to fight for a strong and healthy economy and to make sure that America, the United States, is the most powerful and respected nation in the face on the face of the earth. Let's face it, Charles. Donald Trump is inheriting from Barack Obama a world that is much more dangerous, a lot less secure than the world that Barack Obama inherited from George W. Bush. So I think that the team that Donald Trump is surrounding himself with are the right people to show the kind of aggressive American leadership worldwide that we've been hoping for years.
CEOs and generals know how to get the job done, and none of them needed this job. They're not career politicians, to your point. They are indeed patriots. Senator, thank you for taking out the time.
Thanks, Charles.
See you soon.